And the United States suffers from the fact that we try to present ourselves always as the world's most moral country, as the country that's a standard bearer for human rights and, love and peace and what we like to call the rules-based order and things like that. And by putting ourselves in that position, when we fall short, then of course others have every reason to criticize us, and they do and should. Now, when the violation is as extreme as this is, when the hypocrisy is so apparent, and when it's so easily contrasted with, say, the American position on Ukraine, where we never stop criticizing Russia for what it's doing in Ukraine, perfectly understandably, in my view, and then that's compared to our attitude towards Israel, where in one case we're opposing horrible actions, and in another case, we're supporting horrible actions. It's not surprising that other states, point this out. And what this means, of course, is that it becomes harder over time for the United States to persuade others to follow our lead. I think certainly the Israelis, I think, are believing that now, that this is their opportunity to permanently alter the balance of power in the region and gain a free hand to complete the project of a greater Israel. They're going to, try to destroy Hamas, destroy Hezbollah, weaken Iran, weaken the rest of the so-called axis of resistance. And while the United States is distracted and divided, do as much as they can on the West Bank as well. So they see this as, I think, a moment where you can sort of alter history permanently in their favor. And I don't think it's going to work. I mean, despite all of the tactical successes and achievements you've seen over the last year or so, as well. As I said a moment ago, the Palestinians are being given no alternative, and there's no evidence that they're running up the white flag and going to accept their fate. Hamas is not defeated yet, and even if it were, new resistance organizations are going to be formed. Similarly, Iran has not given up, is continuing to resist, and dropping bombs on Iran is not going to win its population over and being more supportive of Israel. Same is true in Lebanon as well. This is also, very importantly, causing serious problems for the IDF. After a year of war, enormous internal problems with morale and things like that. Israel's increasingly isolated on the international stage. And again, something that is not commented about enough, well-educated Israelis who have alternatives are starting to leave the country in substantial numbers. And it's hard to get hard numbers on that, but they're clearly up from where they normally are. And I think most of the Israelis who have left are probably not going to go back.